So the BMW Z4m, there's a lot to talk about, but the question I'd like to ask is it a hidden gem or is it a total fail? It's been quite some time since BMW released a proper downright coupe, and with the release of the Z4 back in 2006, is it slightly forgotten about? In my opinion, this is one of my favourite M cars from its time, as it really captured the image of a coupe with its long, exuberant, sweeping shape. It also has more exhaust than it does M badges, and couple that with the 17-inch alloy wheels, it really does finish the look. It's not just the looks though, the Z4 really brought back the raw driving feeling, and that's what attracts me to the car the most. A lot of people said at the time that this felt as raw to drive as did the original M3. The Z4 really does make the most of the long front, short bum packaging with its 3.2 litre straight-six engine. A perfect combination in my opinion, but what's it actually like to drive? Of course, the straight six comes into play here on the open road, and it produces 343 horsepower, which takes it to 60 in just 5 seconds, which isn't bad at all. In terms of driving feel of the car, the steering wheel is very chunky, so you get a sporty feel, but also everything like the gearbox, the clutch pedals and the steering are quite heavy. Also, first and second is very long, almost too long, so it is a little bit annoying in traffic, and again, the stiffness of it doesn't help either. You really do have to wrestle it to get the most out of it, but once it's up to speed, it's, you know, in its comfort zone really. And my favourite thing about this car is the sound it makes. It's very meaty, it's very muscular, I love it. Right, so we'll move on to the interior of the Z4, and to be honest, it's quite basic in here. Obviously, being a car from 2006, there's not going to be too much modern tech on here, but there is a sat nav which does say that I'm in Milton Keynes instead of where I actually am, so that's cool. And you've got a nice sort of dash here with your vents and your CD player, and your obviously aircon and heated seats, and you've also got sport mode down here. Of course, you've got a 6-speed manual gearbox, and actually you have got voice activation here on the wheel, along with some buttons too. In terms of storage, there is a little bit of storage. Of course, it's a 2-seater, so there's not going to be very much in here, but there is a slight amount of storage here on the door, and there's actually a massive sort of hole that goes into the centre of the earth back here as well. And actually, one other cool feature this car has is it has a DVD player in here, which is pretty cool, so you can actually play movies on this screen, but obviously it does turn off after 5 miles an hour, which is a bit of a shame. In terms of the seating position, it's very low down, and obviously it is adjustable with the electronic seats, but it is quite comfortable. They're nice leather, and you know, they're black, so they're not going to stain or anything when you spill your coffee from the power. Boot space. Well, it's a coupe, of course, it's not going to be the biggest, but it is enough to fit me in, which is quite cool. And obviously, if you wanted to go abroad with it, it's perfect for sort of suitcases because it's quite flat. And yeah, overall, I'm impressed. It also comes with this lovely BMW manual book, which is in a nice leather pouch. Very classy. Only thing is, there's nowhere to put it. So, anyway, bye-bye. Now, being an M car, it does have some sporty features in case you didn't think it was sporty enough already. And that includes a sport mode down here, which if I turn on, the light comes on, and basically that, you know, turns off all the assists and makes the throttle response more immediate. However, with this on though, I do feel like the throttle response is a little too sensitive for my liking. Now the handling is an interesting one. Overall it is very, you know, direct, it's very sharp around the corners, But if you turn the DSC off, it has a mind of its own in a way. It sort of either understeers too much or oversteers too much, if you correct it, of course. And that makes the steering very amusing, but also very spiky.
The Z4, in my opinion, is a very cool sports car, especially in this coupe form. And I think that's what's missing from modern BMW cars we see today. When driving this around, you feel very special, and it's certainly a head turner. Couple that with a big 3.2 litre engine, it really is great. To drive, the Z4 does feel very stiff and heavy, but I think that's okay, especially for more performance driving.
So there we are, that is the BMW Z4m Coupe. If you did enjoy this review, then make sure you subscribe and follow us on social media. Till next time.